Imagine this. You're on the phone with your best friend, excitedly telling them everything about your day. You talk for 10 minutes straight without a pause. Then suddenly you realize they haven't said a single word. Would you call that a conversation or just a one-sided monologue? Now think about this. How many of us do the exact same thing in our prayers? Today we're diving into something really important. Are we just talking to Allah or are we actually talking with Him? Most of us treat Salah like a checklist. Say the words. Ask for what we need. Done. But is that really what Allah wants? Is that how He wants us to connect with Him? What if I told you, Salah is meant to be a two-way conversation, a moment where you don't just speak, but also listen, where your heart connects with Allah on a deeper level? If you've ever wondered how to truly feel close to Allah in your prayers, then keep watching, because today we're breaking this down step by step. Let's get started. Chapter 1. Understanding True Conversation with Allah. Have you ever thought about this? Are we talking to Allah or talking with Him? When we talk to Allah, it's usually like reading off a shopping list. Ya Allah, I need this. Ya Allah, fix that. Help me with this. Bless me with that. We pray, we make dua, and then we're done. But talking with Allah, that's something else entirely. It's not just about speaking, it's about listening. It's not just about moving our lips, it's about opening our hearts. So what stops us from having a real conversation with Allah? Two main things. 1. Lack of focus. 2. Treating prayer like a checklist task. How many times have you found yourself thinking about something completely random while praying? Or rushing through Salah just to get it over with? I've been there too. Maybe you have as well. But if Allah is so close, why do we sometimes feel so distant? Allah Himself says in the Quran, we are closer to Him than His jugular vein. Think about that for a second. Your jugular vein, it's right here in your neck. It's keeping you alive at this very moment. And Allah is saying, I am even closer than that. So why do we feel disconnected in our prayers? It's not because Allah is far away. It's because we are not truly present. How do we break this barrier and truly connect with Allah? The answer is simple. Change the way we approach prayer. It's not about perfecting your Arabic. It's about showing up, really showing up. When you stand before Allah, be fully there. Not just physically, but mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. Talk to Him like you would with your closest friend, with love, sincerity, and full attention. Because that's the relationship He is inviting us into. A bond of closeness, a real conversation, not just words, but true connection. Chapter 2. Preparation. Now that we understand what real conversation with Allah looks like, let's talk about how to prepare. First off, creating the right environment. This doesn't just mean finding a quiet corner. It's about preparing your space in your mind. Before you start praying, take a minute to breathe. Clear your head. Put your phone on silent. Treat this time like you're meeting the most important person in your life, because you are. Now let's talk about the feeling of presence, of being totally there in your prayer. It's when your mind, your heart, and your body are all focused on Allah. This is what turns prayer from a routine into a conversation. So how do we get there? Here are a few techniques that have helped me. 1. Slow down. Take your time with each word and each movement. 2. Understand what you're saying. If you don't know Arabic, learn the meanings of the surahs you recite most often. 3. Use your imagination. When you say Allahu Akbar, really think about how great Allah is. 4. Check in with yourself. If your mind wanders, gently bring it back. Remember, improving your focus in prayer is like building a muscle. It takes time and practice. Some days will be better than others, and that's okay. The key is to keep showing up and keep trying, because every time you do, you're opening the door a little wider to that real life-changing conversation with Allah. Chapter 3. Speaking from the heart. Let's get real about how we actually talk to Allah. First of all, Allah doesn't need your fancy words. He doesn't care if you stumble over your Arabic or if your dua sounds like poetry. What He wants is sincerity. It's better to say that you're struggling from the bottom of your heart than to recite a dua you don't really mean. Now, don't get me wrong. The prescribed duas are important. They teach us how to speak to Allah. Give us the words when we don't have them. But my point is, you shouldn't just stop there. Mix in your own words. Talk to Allah like you talk to someone who knows you better than anyone else. Allah already knows when you're hurting, when you're confused, when you've messed up. I remember a time when I was going through some heavy stuff. I was angry at myself, at my situation, even at Allah. For days I couldn't pray properly because I felt like a hypocrite. But then I realized Allah already knew how I felt. So in my next prayer, I just let it all out. I told Allah exactly how I was feeling, no filter. And guess what? That was one of the most powerful prayers of my life. Chapter 4, Active Listening in Prayer. Now here's where most of us mess up. We talk to Allah, but we forget to listen. Prayer isn't just about us speaking. It's also about hearing what Allah has to say. So how do we listen to Allah? It starts with quieting our minds. After you've said what you need to say, take a moment. Just be still. It's in these quiet moments that we can sometimes feel Allah's presence most strongly. Allah's response often comes in subtle ways. His answers don't always come during prayer. Sometimes it's a random ayah that suddenly makes sense to you, or advice from a friend that clicks, or even a seemingly random event that solves a problem you've been struggling with. The key is to be aware, to look out for these signs. We live in a world of instant gratification. We want answers now, but Allah's timing isn't our timing. Sometimes the answer is wait. And that waiting period, it's a test of our trust in Allah. Chapter 5, Structure of a Heartfelt Conversation. Okay, let's break down what a real, heartfelt conversation with Allah looks like. Think of it like building a house. You need a solid structure, but how you decorate it is up to you. 1. Start with praise and gratitude. Before you ask for anything, acknowledge who you're talking to. Recognize His greatness. Even on your worst day, you still have things to thank Allah for. Your breath, your sight, the fact that you're able to pray at all. 2. Seek forgiveness. We all mess up daily, so admit your mistakes to Allah. Be specific. Don't just say, forgive me. Say what for. 3. Pray for others first. Your parents, your siblings, the ummah, even people who've wronged you. It broadens your perspective and reminds you it's not all about you. 4. Express your personal needs. Be real about what you want, but remember to also ask for what you need. 5. Close with trust and submission. After you've said your piece, hand it over to Allah. Trust that whatever comes, it's what's best for you. But here's the thing. All of this means nothing if you don't put it into practice. So here's what I want you to do right now. Pick one thing from this video, just one, and try it in your next prayer. If you found this helpful and want to learn how I make my videos, then join my newsletter and grab my 2 free ebooks. Testosterone the Islamic Way Break, free from porn. Don't forget to like and subscribe.